Hey, hey, well, hi, welcome to New Day, New Word, and it's Friday, and I'm Marsha Grace, your modern meditation mentor, modern meditation, and today we're doing, as we always do every Friday at this time, we're going to talk about a word. And I gave you a little hint because I said, well, because our letter today is W. And I have an interesting word today, a word that we use all the time in so many different ways, as you will soon see. And I'm sure you will agree with me. And without further ado, the word is well. Well, okay. So what's the first thing that pops into your mind? Well, the first thing I thought about, of course, I think when we make comments to each other, we may say, well, and so forth. So it's kind of a filler word. Yeah, we use it that way very, very often. But of course, the noun well, a well is a source of water, right? So in Old English, from the word vela, it means boiling heat or to bubble up. So that's where our word well comes from, meaning a place where you get water. So the water wells up from the earth, and then, of course, people built a little wall around that area so that they could easily get to the water. And so that goes way, way back. And then also another interesting use of the word from the very old English is willen, which means to wish. So here's that other aspect. I mean, here we have a well with bubbling water, and then this very same word. Isn't English crazy? I just feel so horrible for people who have to learn English as adults. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy. Tyler, hello Tyler. Hi Michael, always good to see you. And Sally, hello Sally. I really feel bad because it's so confusing, right? Our words, the same exact word can mean so many different things, as in our word today. So let's look at some of the things very quickly that can mean or symbolize or stand for, and how we use it, right? So we wish them well. Right? We wish them well, consider it to be generous and kind and so forth. And it's used with a skill, right? He does very well at swimming or skeet shooting or whatever it is he does. And how about this? To a high point. They got on very well together, right? Now that's a very different meaning than a place to get water or an aptitude to do something. So crazy, right? But we take it for granted, the English speakers that we are. How about this? In an appropriate way, as the audience well knows, right? So we well know. Very, very different. Everything went well, we say. Yes, everything went well. Yeah. He lives well. He lives well. That means he's prosperous. He's, doing better than probably other people. That's the idea. This kind of like a comparison going on there, right? How about clearly and definitely? It was well remembered, right? Well remembered. Okay. To a considerable extent. It was well into the end zone. The ball flew well into the end zone. Okay, again, something so remotely, no connection with wells and water and all that kind of stuff, and yet we take it for granted. That makes perfect sense, right? So, and also, the word well is connected to other words that we use very commonly, such as well-being, right? Our well-being is excellent. Well-loved. It's a well-loved novel that everybody wants to read. Being well-bred, right? The well-bred horse or dog or whatever. How about being well-disposed? In other words, I like this, right? I'm well-disposed to chocolate chip cookies with Some whipped cream on top. Or it's well done. And that can be taken a couple of ways too, because we could say, well done, a job well done. Someone did a job well done. Or we could say that the steak on the burner is going to be well done if we don't get it off quick, right? So many different ways to use these words. It's bizarre. Well groomed. Yeah, you want to look good. You're well groomed. Excellent. How about well heeled? Oh wow. So they're a well heeled couple. They could travel to Europe all the time. So. So you see, well is quite an interesting word, isn't it? And of course, as I always do, I love to take the word and bring it back to us, back to the source of where the words come from. Where do these words come from? They come from our mind, from our thoughts. Way back in ancient days, people developed language as a way to communicate with each other. But I think also it helps us, words help us to understand ourselves and to understand and sort of compartmentalize our thinking and our, what's important and what isn't. So one of the reasons I love words, because they help us express how we're feeling and how we communicate with other people. Hey, they're well. Jean is so cute. She says, my live chats are well received by her audience. Thank you. Thank you, Jean. That's delightful. So again, taking it in. Now let's take the word back into ourselves. Are you doing well? Are you doing well for yourself? Are you doing the right things for yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? I'm always after people to take care of themselves, because we are so good at taking care of other people or doing things that we think other people think we should do, right? Are we good at that? How many people are good at that? Give me a like if you're good at that. And so we forget the most important thing is I have to take care of me. If I don't take care of me, whether I'm a mother and I have children to take care of, or I'm a sister, or whatever I am, a wife, right? You have other people around, yes, and you have all those roles that you play. But the most important role is to be there for yourself. Because you won't be the best you can be for anybody else if you don't take care of you. So we need to be well disposed to taking care of ourselves, right? I think that's really essential. And how do we do that? How do we be good to ourselves? Well, of course, there's so many different ways. And what one person thinks is a good way to be good to yourself might not be to someone else, of course. So it's not the specific manner of being good to yourself that's essential, but that you are good to yourself in a positive way. Because again, we can say, oh, I'm going to be good to myself. I'm going to go, eat a ton of cookies or something, and give myself a treat. Well, okay, but maybe you don't want to do that too often, because then that would not suit you well, I don't think, right? And also, it's important to take care of yourself, because you are an example to the rest of the world, to everyone you meet, right? You stand as a representative of the human race. Each and every one of us does that, right? So when I am taking care of me, not in a selfish way, but in a way that indicates, hey, I respect myself. I honor myself and I honor my needs. I get enough sleep, I eat properly, I do a little exercise, whatever it is. I take care of my body and I take care of my relationships, right? Isn't that the most important thing of all, is our relationships? So when we talk about doing well in our relationships, that is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Absolutely the greatest gift. Because in that sense of taking care and doing well, honoring, respecting, having compassion for other people comes first from having that for yourself. So you hear me? In order to do well in the world, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, health-wise, whichever way, the buck stops here. Has to start with us first. Right? You have to take care of you, treat yourself well, and then you can be this beautiful model of how to live a beautiful life. Right? That's our goal. Isn't our goal? In whatever form it takes. Again, everybody's form is different, so I can't say what that form should be. But what our goal is to have a happy life, right? To be in our relationships with each other and with ourselves, gently, lovingly, and with purpose, with a sense of being useful in the world. And when I say useful, I mean doing positive things, whether it's just a smile to a neighbor across the street as your eyes catch each other in passing, or whether it's at work, where we can be there for each other. Even if it isn't your job to do something, maybe you'll reach out and help a coworker because you see that they're struggling, and you have the ability to help, right? Or whether it's someone that works for you, being understanding if they have a need, whatever it is, when we open our hearts up to each other and allow ourselves to be present, being present, not worrying about what happened before or what's going to happen later, but actually being in the moment, that is so essential. That is so crucial to living a well-lived life, because then you're going to be able to understand what's going on in this moment. You're not going to understand what's going on in this moment if you're worried about what happened before or what's coming later. You're not going to be there. So that's not going to be the perfect setup for living well. You want to be present in the moment, and then when you have an opportunity to do something or to speak, you're coming from that place, that centered, well-bred place. What was that other thing I said there? Well-disposed, a sense of well-being, right? You're coming from your own well-being. And when you do that, wow, things are great. Things are great. Things that, life becomes a joy, and you just look forward to each moment. So I think I said everything I need to say about the word well today. And if you happen to stop by a well and get a drink of water, that's good too. I wonder if there are any wells around, which is, there's a whole nother subject there about the water on Long Island, but I'm not going to go there today. Anyway, I wish you well on this Friday. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and blessings until I see you again.